Today next to me we've got our old friend Sam from the channel, Seen Through Glass. Sam's been a big advocate of the business. Lockdown 2, he really enjoyed my lockdown haircut. And we're both a bit older and maybe a bit wiser now. And he's popped in to have a little natter. We're going to talk about this thing that he's mentioned, which is the Porsche disease today. And we're going to touch upon some experiences that he's had recently with regards to his car and journeys he's been on.
And talk about how crap the tea is.
So earlier you were telling me that you sort of put the pin in, calling it a Porsche disease, this thing that we've got and the people around us. Why do we do it to ourselves? It's classifieds at 3 a.m. and
yes.
And have I done the right thing? I even looked recently at going to a different horse on the front of the car. And,
wow, that's a different disease
FF,
entirely, one that I'm also afflicted by.
Yes. And why? Why do we do it?
Diseases over here.
Why do we do it to ourselves?
I think Porsche specifically, it's one of those weird brands or companies in life where you got one, you want them all. It's like Pokemon, got to catch them all. And it's not the same. I'm a Ferrari obsessive. I weirdly quite like a Lamborghini, but I don't want all of them. I want specific ones.
That was a clanger.
I know. Porsche, I want them all.
Yeah.
Like genuinely. Yeah. I would, everything in this workshop today, sure, I'd have it.
Yep.
And that's a weird affliction that I think most Porsche people seem to suffer from. There's nice colours, there's nice variants, there's different years.
I really want a yellow one. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
I really want signal yellow. Give me anything. It could be an old 2 litre. I saw at Spa-Francorchamps years ago. When the 991.2 GT3 RS just came out, I saw a signal yellow one on Dutch plates and it looked amazing. And ever since, I'm just harping back. And Ashgood recently had a .1 in signal and it was insane, but the figures didn't add up to get out of mine and into that. But always looking.
My guilty pleasure, well actually no, it's not guilty that I like it, the 997.2 Turbo S, the reason I like it because it was used in Twilight, the vampire film
thing,
franchise,
Robert
and it was yellow in that.
Right,
and I've always wanted a yellow 997.2 Turbo S, just like the, I don't know their names, Edward...
Scissorhands, no it's not.
No, anyway.
Yeah, his real name's...
His family.
His
family, Twilight fans out there.
Twilight fans.
Comment now.
Yeah, that'll hit a different audience, I think.
But it is weird that, isn't it? Why do we, because how many GT3s do you have?
I'm on my second one, but we have an air-cooled car which is there. We'll do a cutaway to that, which is my first car. I've been through a dozen plus Porsches over the years, and I want about 3 different, immediately right now, I want 3 different other ones that I've got an eye on.
And it's ridiculous because this is a 2-seat, well it's not, it's a 4-seat now, but it's a sports car. I do not need another identical version of this, but I want a Carrera T.
Yeah.
I want a Turbo S.
Yeah.
I want a Targa. And they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you'd suit a Speedster.
Oh, mate, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Actually, Sport Classic and Speedster are my 2, and I couldn't pick. If I got 350 grand, just because that happens, right? People just give you 350 grand. I would really struggle to pick between the 2. But Speedster, I think, is my jam.
Yeah. 4 litre RS for me, every day of the week. Carrera GT, I missed the boat on.
Yeah.
But you can't daily. Can you daily? There's that guy, one JWC, who's got 1 million miles on his.
I
saw him at ice race.
Yeah, we were balleting on ice at the weekend. Yeah, which is great, but I think the 4 litre got the heavy clutch still, don't you? I don't know, it's cool. Why not just get a 3.8? Is it really that much better? Do you know what I mean? Is it really?
We're talking single digit percentage better increments, but it's like
that's the only one
you
that
always
I don't
want
buy
the better
into.
thing.
I know, but that's weirdly the 4 litre is the only one that I'm like. I know people say it's the best one ever, but I'm like.
I think Chris Harris said this recently. Is it a clever thinking man's approach? Just one down from the top.
Yeah, okay.
The GTS, not the Turbo S.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but it's inherently the 4 litre. I feel like, and this is now me being aggressive, people like the 4 litre because they think they should like the 4 litre.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm not certain that
Have you driven one on song?
No.
Go and do that and come back, because that is the difference. So my 997 is a .2 GT3. I spent a lot of seat time in a .2 GT3 RS, and I spent a good day in a 4 litre, and it was so memorable, deathbed stuff. It's amazing.
I think I'm weird. So I drove it. We were in Australia, and I drove a 2.7 RS and then the 4 litre, kind of in the rain, but on nice roads. And I picked the 2.7.
Right. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Those two against each other as a head-to-head, top trumps wise, that makes sense. I think.
I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you have your 4 litre.
Okay.
I'm not going to pick it.
We'll swap.
Yeah,
That'll make a great summer somewhere on the Amalfi, maybe.
Yeah, fucking hell. But it's bad. I even missed that 996 I had last time I was here.
That was okay.
It wasn't. That particular car was
No, when we were finished with it was okay.
Yeah, it was hard work for us. But it had a certain charm whenever I looked at it. So I did really enjoy it, and it was a bit of a dog, but somehow still had an appeal.
Yeah, I ran a 996 Turbo for a year or two after you had that when you were last here for some major works, and it's great for plodding around in, but you're always not. I always feel like you're not quite scratched the itch in something like that, especially when you know what the jump the 997 was, and then 991 and 992 just makes it feel really ancient.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Do we all say that Porsche are so great because of the special Porsches?
That is a tricky question.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. Or my concern is, I know people who say to me, bro, you keep saying that Porsches are great and the 911s are fantastic. I've just gone out and bought a 2006 Carrera. It's a bit boring. And I'm like, no shit.
Yeah, 100%.
So then they're like, what are you on about? Why did you say it's so much? I don't really get it. Like, it's fine, but it's just a bit dull. And of course, you can go along the lines of, well, it's dull because it does everything really well and it ticks all the boxes. But actually, I would agree, a Carrera, a non-special specification, 997.1 Carrera S is going to be pretty dull.
I think it depends upon how you use it. You can have the best cooking apparatus, chopping knives. If you don't use it right, or with the right training, or on the right road, it's going to be dull. That car to go to the supermarket with, use your Golf 1.4. You know.
Exactly.
But that road on a Euro trip, with some of the mates that have got equal level pegging cars from different brands, you're going to have the best time of the world.
Yes, or take the Top Gear quote, rocking up to a restaurant, infinitely better regarded in a stunning 911. So, but I just think that the real obsession comes from the very special moments or the very special cars.
Yeah. I think what Porsche are great at doing is always making you think about Porsche. There's always something exciting. That GTS car that we were talking about before, the facelift Cayenne, Mark 1 facelift, that was the Sonderwunsch project car, all of a sudden they're incredibly cool.
Yeah, you're right. That is a huge part of it. And I did a trip to Greece last year in a 992.2 Carrera, and it was lovely and fantastic because I used it in the right way. It created memories, created a moment, looked the part, infinite cool. And I did sort of think in that moment, actually, yes, what more does one need? But I just think there's so many. It's back to that same point of like that. I think that's where the hype comes from. It's this sort of tantalizing. They just make them all a little bit better here and there and everywhere. And it's a
So the big question, and when are you going to change it?
I've just renewed the warranty.
So it's at least a year's time.
2 years.
2 years.
Cool. 2-year warranty, and refinanced the car. So it all came to an end at the end of last year. That I did 3-year finance warranty, and I was like, what do I do? And it's funny because I'm sure when I was here, maybe we spoke about it briefly. I thought this would be a 12 to 18 month semi-YouTube car.
You sat on our sofa, and you knew that you had just been allocated one. Yeah. So you were like, I can't really. I'm excited. You were a little bit jittery like that in a good way.
Yes.
And aren't they the moments we all live for?
Of course, it was so exciting, and it still is. But I love it. I thought I was going to use it for a year or so, do some adventures, and then probably move on in the sort of YouTubey kind of way. And here I am, 3 years later, renewing the finance, extending the warranty, got back seats in there, which, take my daughter to Cars and Coffee Meets, do the nursery run, used it as a daily over the summer because the other cars were all broken. And I can't really imagine selling it. And also for me, I don't know how I would replace it financially because of the point of where it is.
Oh yeah.
That's probably a 130 grand car. I don't really know There's nothing else Porsche-wise that money. I need another 100 grand.
997.2 over there is chomping on the heels of it. Different kettle of fish.
But for me, I would pick this.
Every day. It's more of a daily.
Yeah.
Was this the gateway car that got you sat next to Seinfeld?
No, so the Seinfeld thing was fascinating. That came about via a podcast in America called Spike's Car Radio.
Yeah, Spike Ferriston.
Yeah, asked Jerry what YouTube channels he watches, and one of the episodes he said, oh, there's this British guy seen through glass. I don't really know when he started watching the channel, but he likes to poke fun more at the fact that I like other cars, not just Porsches.
Because he's like a big Volvo nut and all sorts of oddities.
He doesn't get the Ferrari thing, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll forgive him that. So I don't really know how he feels about these cars, because actually the 992.1s, they haven't been hugely popular in Porsche circles. They're big.
Yeah.
The steering is frenetic.
Yeah.
They're a bit manic, all this kind of stuff like that. So I think it's opened up the Porsche GT1 to a new audience, but people like him maybe don't love that generation. I don't know.
Yeah, I know he had a really cool ST, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really cool one.
Sorry, I'm getting...
It's all right, hello.
Twiggy.
And
In the back.
you drove one of his cars, didn't you?
No, so the story goes that a year or so after this podcast shout out, I was in LA. I got a message from Spike saying,
You've been on it twice now on Spike's Car Radio.
I think I got the jacket for, like in Saturday Night Live. I think I've been on like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been on way too many
I remember
times.
you went on with Tony once, and it was just like, you're a geezer wearing that watch every day.
It was the peak LA watch crime, and Tony was walking around with the gold Daytona.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, okay. He was like, come at me.
I'll run.
Literally. But yeah, so I got this message saying, when are you leaving tomorrow? I said, I'll leave at lunchtime. Anyway, you can delay your flight. Jerry's in town, he wants to meet you. I was like, okay, cancel the flight.
Yeah.
Went down to his hangar, the door opened in a sort of Bond villain style, and he came down the stairs from his apartment that's above his hangar, and there's this unbelievable array of cars. And what was great, doing what I do, I get to meet lots of different people, view some incredible collections. The only thing which can happen is sometimes people do love to tell you why the cars you're looking at are great. That's fine, that's totally normal. I learn a lot and it's useful. But what was so refreshing was Jerry literally was like, what catches your eye? What do you like?
What a great approach.
And was very open to me being like, that's a bit shit. Like, no, I don't really care about that.
Not quite
like,
what you think it's going to be.
Cars that I was like, I didn't really like that. And he was so receptive to it, which was so unbelievable and amazing and nice. And he was just so friendly and taught me so much and shared so much information. And I was like, this is like the greatest morning ever. And then at the end he goes, are we going to go get a juice or something? What should we do? And everyone was like, yeah. I was like, okay, what should we take? And then, okay, I'd already been rude about some of the cars. I wasn't going to be like, let's take that. So I said, you pick. I said, what do you think I should experience? And so we took out this stunning old 356 Speedster. It was a very special variant. I couldn't even repeat to you what it was, but something unbelievable. Really cool, really good fun. And I went for a drive and went to get smoothies, Jerry Seinfeld in this historic Porsche. So unbelievable moment. But again, Porsche community, Porsche family.
Yeah.
This was
the
only because
disease.
of Porsche.
The disease.
100%.
So what next ailment are you going to pick up from the Porsche world then?
Well, I've done various 911s. Had the Carrera T, had the 40th anniversary GT3. I've sort of done Boxster Cayman. I had the 718 Cayman years ago. Had the Boxster out in America. Done Panamera.
Yes.
So I ran with the Panamera for a daily. So the only sort of box that I haven't really ticked is the SUV. So I'm sort of like intrigued by very early Cayennes.
Yes.
So that's what I'm kind of learning. And we've already been speaking sort of offline about this because I needed to pick your brains. I needed someone to tell me how idiotic a decision it was, because it's very easy for me to sit there cruising the classifieds. I was like, okay, am I actually going to kill myself financially one of these? So I think that's what I just need to do. And then I can be like, cool, I've experienced the whole breadth. I don't want to do any transactional stuff. I don't have the time for that.
Fair.
That's
I understand that.
And then I think I'll probably circle back and get another 911. But for now, because I could do classics. I have thought about doing classics.
You'd pull off a classic.
But I got 3 sports cars already.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know what life I'm trying to live, but it's stupid.
Yeah. We all live an alternate life in our heads.
So,
and then through our cars.
Yeah. Early Cayenne or early diesel Cayenne, something sub 25 grand. 20, 25, something sub 25 grand.
Sounds good.
Just see what that life is like to waft around in. And then, yeah, I mean, there'll always be a Porsche in the garage. I'm slightly concerned that there might be 3, 4, 5 soon enough, but let's see.
Next big trip?
Good question. Racking my brains. Where am I going? Italy. I've got a couple of ventures to Italy with a Lamborghini, which is interesting. And then we started these driving tours now, on the road driving tours. Our first event is in April, and we're doing a recce drive for that. You know, like going checking some of the final roads and hotels. So that's coming up, mate. And always, there's always.
Yeah.
I look at my diary and I'm like, can I just go home at some point?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's fun. I love it. I absolutely adore it, and travel's the best part.
Real.
But yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing next week.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to hearing how the adventures go in that respect.
Thank you.
We're here when you want to scratch the itch of the Cayenne.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah.
So
watch this space.
let's continue those 6 a.m. chats and 12 p.m. chats, etc.
Thank you.
And yeah, that was great. Thanks for coming and seeing us, popping by.
Good to see you.
Cheers.